Hey, it's Ethan here at eTrailer. Today we're going to be taking a look at and showing you how to install these Titan Chain Mud Service tire chains on our 2021 Ford F-150. These are going to be on tire size 275/65 R18. Make sure you check the fit guide at etrailer.com to get the right chains for your tire size. Also, we have them on the rear tire or the rear axle. It's what the owner's manual says to put the chains on, so we're just following that. Make sure you double check that in your case as well. These chains are going to be heavy duty, designed for on and off-road usages, so we'll see why that is and check out some features real quick. The chains have a ladder pattern style design, which means they go straight across the tire parallel to one another. That's going to help with starting and stopping. Typically you would feel that more than, say, a diamond pattern style chain, but that's where the benefit of having these as twist link comes in. As you can see, the links are twisted into one another as they go across. So it's kind of an in-between as far as square links and regular diamond pattern chains would go. So they're going to get you a good bite onto ice and snow, but not quite as high profile as square links, so you're going to feel them while you're driving a little bit less. The chains are going to be made of a low carbon steel material, so it's not going to be quite as durable or hold up quite as long as some sort of alloy chain would. But for the purposes of what you're going to be using these for, they're definitely going to get the job done. They might just take a little bit more maintenance in the off season. The install process for these chains is pretty straightforward, but we're definitely going to throw on one of these rubber tensioners just to keep everything secure, because once we get that tension down there at the bottom with the hook, this is going to be our only form of making sure that it stays that way. The chains do come two to a set in this pretty lightweight canvas bag. It does at least have a plastic liner on the inside, but still, for the purposes of these heavy-duty chains, they're definitely going to start poking through before too long. We actually already have some holes forming near the top here. So if you get these chains, I would definitely recommend picking up something larger and more robust to keep them in. That way you can also keep them oiled or lubricated up in the off-season to keep them in better shape. But if you do want a little bit of help with that install process, we can walk you through that now. First thing we're going to do is lay our chains out flat. We just want to make sure that nothing is caught up together or twisted. We want to make sure that we have this hook on the side facing us, because we'll have to use that as our second connection. And then we want to make sure that the chains are facing the right way. To do that, we're just going to look at this large hoop at the end of each set of links. So we want to make sure that we have this flat side facing down, or the tread of our tire. We just don't want these hooks where they connect rubbing up against the tread. So as long as we have it like this, then we're ready to go. Next, it's a good idea just to center everything up. And then once we're happy with where we are, we're going to grab where these intersect here in the back and drape our chains over the tire. Just trying to do our best to make sure that everything is reaching where it needs to, both front to back and side to side. Once we're happy with where we're at, we're going to make our first connection on the back. Just fit one of these loose links into this hook. So we'll see where the first one leaves us. I think that's a pretty good fit. We're going to leave it at the first link for now, but I can come back and adjust that if I need to. For the front connection now is where we're going to use that hook I talked about at the beginning. So we're just going to fit this first loose link right over the top of it, just like that. So we're just going to lever that hook backwards into that catch plate just like that. Making that connection on the front was a little bit tougher than I expected. I had to go around and find anywhere that there was loose slack and pull it towards the front so we could get enough leverage to pull that back. But I did ultimately get it connected. So from this point, I'm just going to get this rubber tensioner installed. It doesn't come included with the chains, but I definitely recommend picking one up. I'm just going to install it hook side out, sort of like I would take a tire off or put it on. Top, bottom, left, right. I'm actually going to fit that one into the hook there. And this is just going to be a great security measure for you. Once you start moving, the chains are going to start shifting once you bounce along ice and snow, or in these chains case, maybe some mud. Once you have that tensioner on and it's secure, make sure you get the tensioner and the chains installed on your passenger side tire as well. Roll forward or backwards a few feet just to make sure everything is in place and secure, then you're ready to hit the road. Overall, these chains are going to be a great idea for you if you use chains often for both on and off-road purposes. There are chains that are more aggressive that are designed for off-road use specifically, and chains that are a little bit less aggressive that are designed for on-road specifically. So if you don't need to use them for both, I would recommend checking out something more or less aggressive. But if you do like the option of having a heavy-duty chain that gets both of those applications done, these are going to be a great option. This again was just a look at the Titan Chain Twist Link Mud Service Snow Tire Chains, how they fit, and how they work on our 2021 Ford F-150.